Good evening, brothers and sisters. My name is Reverend Robert Fraize, and you are watching Reverend Robert Fraize's Occult Tower. Tonight's show focuses on Satan and Satanism. Let us now open the show with a prayer. Open thy ears, almighty serpent of old, and hear my desires. I ask of you, as your most respected reverend, to protect me and grant me strength, so that I may bring my message and your message to the people. Protect our brothers and sisters from external harm, so that they may live a life free from oppression. I ask of you, ancient dragon, to open the eyes of the sheep, so that they may see the hypocrisy of their shepherd. All these things I ask of you, let them come to be. In the name of Satan, let it be done. Hail, Satan! When you think of Satan, you may have visions of some red guy with horns and a pointy tail, or even a beautiful angel who was cast down from the heavens. These are just some of the Christianized versions of Satan that have been pushed into the minds of the Western world. The word Satan is not exactly a name. It is a title meaning enemy or adversary. In Arabic, shaitan means astray, distant, or sometimes devil. Is a figure appearing in the text of the Abrahamic religions who brings evil and temptation and is known as the deceiver and leads humanity astray. We know today that the Abrahamic religions come from much older traditions and spiritual beliefs. By definition, Jesus Christ also could be seen as Satan by the Jewish people, who view him in Christianity as a false prophet and a false religion. The same can be said about the Christian view on the Jewish people. And let's not forget the Muslim view. All who are not Muslim are infidels. And is it not strange and completely weird that the religions of Abraham hate each other, so much so that they have been killing each other in the name of their so-called God since the beginning of the false religions of man? The Holy Bible would have you believe that their so-called God created Satan and evil as part of his plan for this world. I could quote many man-made Bible verses from the religions of Abraham, particularly the Book of Lies, aka the Bible. But I have decided not to bore my audience with fictional Bible verses depicting Satan as God's puppet. However, it is important to mention that Christianity, Islam, and Judaism have each played a role on corrupting our ancestors' deities and spirituality, demonizing the ancient gods of this world in order to separate us from our spiritual family, breaking down our shields. The original adversary, the adversarial deity, had a name, and her name was Tiamat. Tiamat is the primordial dragon goddess of the abyss, representing chaos, life, and death. She is of all things, and she created all things. Abraham, the father of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, was the son of a Babylonian high priest. He knew who Tiamat was, and he used her as a template for what we now know as Satan, the great dragon of old, who was mentioned in the following Bible verse, Revelation 12:9. The great dragon was hurled down, the ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the world astray. He was hurled to the earth with his angels. This is a reference towards the sacred tablets called the Enuma Elish, or the Epic of Creation, which speaks of Tiamat creating an army of monsters to battle those who betrayed her. The solar deity Marduk battled our creator Tiamat to defend those who betrayed her. When he defeated her physical being, he created the world from her flesh and blood and gained 50 names to rule over all the nations of this world. It was Marduk who created man using the dragon's blood to be the slaves of this world. We are all children of the dragon, and this must not be forgotten. We can repeat the origins of Satan as a spiritual being until we are blue in the face, but it is important to remember the simplicity of the word Satan. Satan simply means adversary and does not need to be a spiritual being. A Satanist is ultimately an individual who lives by his or her own standards, challenging social norms and the systems of man. Modern Satanism was coined in the 1960s by Anton LaVey, whose real name was Howard Levy. Howard was a deist, and deist believes God has created the universe but remains apart from it and permits his creation to administer itself through natural laws. Deism thus rejects the supernatural aspects of religion, such as belief in revelation and the Bible, and stresses the importance of ethical conduct. Satan represented a dark, hidden force in nature that was responsible for the workings of earthly affairs for which science and religion had no explanation and no control. Satanic Bible, pages 16 to 17. Anton LaVey founded the Church of Satan on April 30th, 1966. Over the years, the Church of Satan has abandoned Anton's concept of the church and now focuses on atheism, viewing Satan as a simple symbol. Modern Satanists have been brainwashed into believing that it was LaVey who invented Satanism as a whole, arguing that you cannot find any sort of reference of Satanism before his creation of the Satanic Bible. Theistic Satanism, or traditional Satanism, is a spiritual practice of Satanism. A theistic Satanist recognizes an adversarial deity or deities. Many theistic organizations have come and gone over the years. Most, if not all of these leaders, excluding myself, have retired or changed religions or died. I continue to be the voice and leader of theistic Satanism, and I will continue until I am no longer able to do so. Many new so-called theistic spiritual Satanist groups have begun to pop up on the internet, especially on Facebook. For the most part, these groups are focused on dressing up like Nazis and practicing National Socialism, along with some Christianized versions of what they believe Satanism is, including human sacrifice and animal sacrifice. These people are not true Satanists. They do not believe in individuality. Rather, they are very fundamental and wish to take freedom away from others. Along with modern Satanism and theistic Satanism, we also have a new version of Satanism. I call it activism Satanism. Organizations like the Satanic Temple use symbolic aspects of Satanism from the Church of Satan and pose as modern Satanists using performance art in hopes to create social change and protect the civil rights of others. Activism Satanism is not really a religion and should not be confused with spiritual or modern Satanism. Now it is time for our sermon. Beware of the great lie, for it has been told for so long that it has become an established truth. Do you not see it, brothers and sisters? You have been lied to and programmed to believe what is good and what is bad. We are taught racism, hate, fear from the moment that we are ripped from the womb. A whole system has been developed by false preachers thousands of years ago and forced onto our ancestors by their oppressors. Silly fables and fairy tales which mock our Creator have been used systematically to control humanity for far too long. The ones who control this world do not want free thinkers. They discredit us, calling us crazy, paranoid, or retarded. Our brood has declared broken and cast away to live as outsiders. This is a good thing. To be cast out by the sheep simply shows our strength. It is abnormal to live in compliance, allowing yourself to be a slave and part of some sort of illusion of a social unit. Open your eyes and look with an open mind and question the things that be and ask yourself what makes them so. Or you could choose the easy way and just live as a sheep with a shepherd leading you to slaughter. Watch sports, drink beer, cheer for your home team, and pledge allegiance to the flag. You exist for their needs, just as a cow or chicken exists for the needs of its farmer and its farmer's customers. You are livestock waiting to be culled. Satan has given me the knowledge of Lucifer to see through the lies, allowing me to live my life to see what truly matters. I challenge you, brothers and sisters, to ask Satan into your hearts and to grant you this knowledge. If you choose to accept my challenge, please place your hand on the TV screen. Close your eyes and repeat after me. Open thy ears, mighty serpent, so that you may hear my desires. I come to you as a child of the cloven path and ask of you to grant me the power to see the truth through the lies of the false preachers, and to break down the chains of self-deceit that this society has placed on me. In the name of Satan, grant my desires. Hail, Satan! Do you feel that power? Do you feel it enter into your hands? Feel it shoot up into your arms and into your chest. Feel that fire burn into your brain. Allow yourself to let go and become a living God. You shall have no redeemer before yourself, and you take full responsibility for your own actions. You are now your own God and control the world around you. Do what thou wilt, but harm no one. This concludes today's episode. Hail Satan, hail thyself.